cleaning up number 7. Section 8 has to do with payment to mayor and council members. Charter Ordinance 1, as you'll see, says $10 per meeting. You guys aren't paid per meeting, so I took that out. I believe it's just a monthly amount.
That was changed several years ago.
It was, and it just didn't get changed correctly, so to speak. I think it was changed by ordinary ordinance, they just didn't change the charter. So that's fixing that. I went through that pretty quick, but I hopefully included everything. But definitely call me with questions as you go through this. This will be a charter ordinance, and those have to be approved by 2/3 of the governing body. That includes all of you, mayor and council members. So you will all vote on the charter ordinance, and it has to be approved by 2/3. 6 of you.
It's 2/3 counting the simplest way go.
I don't think so.
Or just
I did
2/3
6
of
of
those
8.
present.
2/3 of those present. Yeah, it says of the elected officials is what it says, governing body. So I excluded that. But, so that would be, I'll clarify that for sure, but I believe it's of the 8 of you sitting here. So I'm hoping to do this at the next meeting, because once we get all of this fixed, we will put that into the code book. And then in the first meeting in February, I will bring an ordinance which codifies our new code book, which we've been working on for a year.
This is a new
New charter ordinance.
charter ordinance.
Mhm.
Does that not have to go to the general election?
No, it's a 60-day period for people to file to oppose the current ordinance, and then it can go to election. Yep, and that's explained in the last paragraph.
How many people were required to trigger and put it on the ballot?
I have to double check, it's by petition, of the number, I think by the number of people that voted in the last election.
Whatever election that is.
Yeah.
Choose.
I'll have to know that for sure. But there's that 60-day period. It's there, and that, in that case, then it would go to election.
Katie, how often should this be updated? I mean, obviously it's been too long.
Our code book,
How do we make sure?
well, now it will be updated annually.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's updated instantly online, so that anybody that wants to come find out information can just go to the website. But then our books will be updated annually, rather than,
Well, there's several
30 years.
things, you know, we've kind of been victimized because we haven't kept them up to date. So maybe everything we've done will be kept up.
yeah, this will help tremendously, because, you know, when I started, I didn't know where to look for information, and I'm sure people trying to research things.
Well, it's probably been a real mess trying to.
That's why it's taken so long, but Larry's been helpful and much, you know, we waited on the lake forever. And even what they gave us, he's found a number of things even then that needed fixed, so. They're a good company, I mean, we're paying them obviously a little more, but I think it's worth it. So. The only other thing, this is minor, we're gonna go over this in a minute, is the repeal resolution. Over the next few days, what I need to do is, and when you do read the new code book, you'll notice that we took out a lot of the dollar amounts in the code and said, refer to the annual fee resolution. So I need to go make sure that all of those are actually in here. And the reason we do that is because we do update this more often than we do update our ordinances. So we're trying to get everything in this, anything that has a fee associated with it, rather than have it printed in our code book, we're trying to get in this resolution. So I'll be working on that so we can get this ready to go for the next meeting. I think that's all I have. Unless you have questions.
Okay, thank you, Karen.
Thanks, Katie.
Glenn, you have?
No, nothing further.
Did you want to discuss the fee schedule, or?
It really isn't any change to
Okay,
it.
no change. Okay, next on our agenda is Leadership Mitchell County.
Evening, council. If you don't know me, my name is Brandon Bounce. I'm on the Leadership of the County Board of Directors, and basically, we're just here tonight. We've identified what we believe to be an opportunity for LMC to kind of step in and utilize our resources to provide you guys some support, assisting and helping fill in some of these city council positions. And also, we've noticed in our research, the preliminary research that we've noticed, we have noticed that our voting turnout has been slowly decreasing. In our 2012 election, voter turnout was at 30%. In our 2014 elections was 15% voter turnout. So basically what we'd like to use is utilize, like I said, utilize our LMC resources through alumni and everything, and hopefully do some research to see how we can utilize that in developing a process to where we can maybe engage the community, get more involved with our election process, and maybe also get into our fourth ward positions or any open positions, because that ward has been open since April of last year. And we may like to revamp that, maybe see what we can do to provide a better way to help people get more involved and fill that position. So basically basically what we'd like to do is create a, what you call a task force to research the issue. And what we'd like to use, maybe use our alumni, LMC alumni, and we can use other people who like to get involved with that situation. And we could possibly look at revamping the governing body. And also, like I said, be more involved with encouraging people to fill those empty seats within the community, and also get more involved in the voting process. Like I said, we've kind of noticed that in just our general, research that we've done, to where we need to possibly get that more revamped. So basically, we envision this group, like I said, to be mostly LMC alumni, but also have more other people involved. Because over the years, we've been doing this for 15 years, so we have pretty good alumni resources to be capable of doing that and helping the research and doing that for you guys. So basically, we'd like to propose that to you guys tonight with the discussion, for us to do some research in helping you guys maybe fill those council wards, and also looking at our voting structure to help maybe revamp that here tonight. So I don't know if you guys have any discussions or questions.
I've got a question for him. How many citizens of Beloit have gone through the Leadership Mitchell County?
It is quite a few.
I mean, do any of you have a guesstimate?
Hi. Sorry, I don't know how many runs.
Mallory?
I'm Mallory Whitstruck, and for 15 years, we averaged 20 class members each program year, so that's 300, give or take.
So some of those were from outside
Yes.
of Beloit.
Yeah.
But that would be okay, my next question would be, out of all those in Beloit that have gone through Leadership Mitchell County, I think it would be interesting to know which of those live in Fourth Ward. And my next question would be, I wish some of those would step forward and apply for this position. And that's due to the fact that a lot of businesses, myself included, put money to send all of us through Leadership Mitchell County. And I guess my feeling always was that once going through that process, you learn a lot, and I think you have an obligation not only to your employer, but also to your community, whether it be city, county, to hopefully step up and fill a position such as this.
Right, and I agree with you on that, and that's kind of what some of our research is, to see why that isn't happening. And also, a lot of leadership in Mitchell County, like some of them, Matt Aldi's was leadership in Mitchell County, and he was on the board. And of course, he stepped up to the plate. Like I said, even though you might not see them, everybody here tonight, they're also, like you said, they're all in different communities and different obligations and within, different programs within the city of Beloit and other counties. But like I said, we'd like to do the research to hopefully see if we can figure out why, why they don't want to step up.
I got a question, and basically has to do with what Katie was saying to us just before you got up here, and we're considering a charter ordinance where we're gonna be putting in stone our new election structure, and if you're wanting to dream up some ways to make it better, it seems to me like, when are we expecting to see this charter ordinance come up to?
Well, I would like to get this done next meeting and get it in our code book. We can change it obviously at any time, but
But it requires a 2/3 vote, and if there's
correct.
anything
Yes.
that's an issue, it's gonna.
We need to do this because the
Very
state
tough.
has mandated that we do this. And really,
Down the road, if LMC
Correct.
were to come up with something that we would like to adopt, we could put that in.
Right. right. And for example, this doesn't address how many wards you have. If it's determined that 4 is too many or something like that, that can be done by ordinary ordinance.
But it
changing your
does
ward.
address how many council positions, and then,
Correct. Yeah, if you want to change your structure,
right.
another charter ordinance, yeah.
So I guess for convenience, I'm seeing that convenience would be having a recommendation before we make a vote on this. I mean, we could always come back later, but if you come back later, the chance of it being more controversial and more, it could be harder for us to pass because it takes 2/3 to get through the council.
Right, basically what we're saying is we just kinda wanna do the research and see if there's if there's better solutions to provide more community feedback and get more involved.
I'm just saying you're on the clock.
Well, I think it's a good deal, you know, I'm personally concerned about if some of us go off. I mean, we've had a seat sitting here that, with the exception, is open for the asking, and nobody's filled it. So what's gonna happen when we have elections, you know, are we gonna have anybody run?
Right, and that's kinda what
So
we're.
I welcome whatever input from you guys.
So basically, I guess what we're asking tonight is if you guys want us to go ahead and proceed and kind of do some research for you guys, you know, and look into that and possibly get like I said, a task force together within the LNC alumni and see if we can maybe come up with a solution for that.
Well, I'm open to it. I don't know if we need to.
I think it's a
pass
good
it.
idea. I mean, it's a
I
group,
mean,
it's a, you know, you
anything
guys
like that.
represent our community.
Right, yeah.
And you're bringing back to us what you feel the community wants. I think it's great information.
And even be better off if you could find someone in Fort Ward that would fill the position.
I also agree that this is a good idea, but I think there's a little bit of quietness in this room because we had a discussion in a work session a meeting or so ago where the consensus was that we didn't want to change anything. So we've heard from people that said they want to change stuff. I'd like to hear from some of you guys that didn't want to change anything. Are you guys willing to consider any changes that they might bring up?
Well, listen, I mean,
Okay.
that'd be another way to skin that old tomcat.
I think we have to do something to that, really. I mean, I really think we're in dire straits.
Like I said, it's research. It's not like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. It's just kind of like present it to you guys and be like, okay, we'd like to do this, or I mean, that might be a good idea.
I appreciate you bringing it to our attention, your willingness to help. What you're doing is trying to improve the community by more community involvement, and that's what it's all about.
I mean, I'd say go for it. I don't know where everybody else is coming from, but
Well, we'll see what we can bring up to you guys in the next meeting, so I appreciate you guys' time.
thank you
Yeah,
guys.
Thank you for coming, we appreciate it. Well, Lynn, we still don't have anything, right?
Yeah, that's,
Oh,
well,
I
on that
was
note.
gonna ask, Rolling Hills is doing a lot of power line work up on 9 and 24. I didn't know if you and Ronnie, are they getting ready to go, working on that to go underline out by the airport, or are they just?
I know they're planning to do that. I don't know if they've got everything you need to do that yet, but they will be doing that here shortly.
I didn't know if that was part of that project.
I don't really think it is at this point, but yeah, they're doing a lot of upgrades in their system, but they will be doing that project there.
I think they just brought power into the new building here today.
Well, thanks everyone for coming out this evening, we're adjourned.
Be already in the
And, okay.
Yes, I do.
Wait.
Hey.
What's that?
Right.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I think that's, yeah, that's, well, wherever else has to yeah, because that has to, time frame after they sort it out. Well, the math thing's gonna be, they come back.